Friday night. Many thanks indeed for calling through. Great to have you with me. And it's really lovely to be with you. I've got some big ammunition lined up for Saturday. It's all free of charge, and I'm going to give it you in just 1 second. But I must tell you before we start, it's been world record calls coming in to get on these two big bets from the Raven informant, which is responsible for literally hundreds of winners, including the big winner yesterday, Hey Johnny, which won at 3-1, pulling a coal truck yesterday at Clonmel. And of course, there's two other bets what won yesterday at 21-1 double, BioWaveGo and Sheldon. Added together in a treble, paid 80-1. There has been world record amount of people actually bust the Gmail, bust it, caused an error on the Gmail, but the Gmail reserve band came up, and well, they got on with it. The people who run the websites and everything sorted everything out, and the bets are going out now as we speak as well. It's been an absolutely blockbuster response to the two big bets running tomorrow. They pay, I can tell you the odds have come out now, they pay 9-1 in a double. Two singles and a win double is the advice, and I couldn't be more confident of these two horses. I really couldn't. And as I say, you had a big horse called Rose of Arcadia that won on Tuesday as a maximum win bet from the Raven. Won by 10 length at Chepstow, pulling a coal truck, it really did. And then, of course, yesterday I gave you a free bet, which won at 3-1, Hey Johnny, and that 21-1 double Sheldon and BioWaveGo over the jumps. Now, the bets tomorrow from the Raven, they are over the jumps, and they do pay 9-1. At the time of broadcasting right now, they pay 9-1 a double. Two maximums and a maximum double, straight on the nose to win. They're not each ways. They're obviously not huge prices, but together they pay 9-1, and that's not so bad. Either one wins, you'll show a profit. If they both win, you get a 9-1 payday. If you want them, I'm going to open the shop back up because it has been quite a madhouse, to say the least, today. There has been absolutely inundated, and I say the Gmail caused a big error in the system. That's how many people wanted to get on at the same time. If you want to get the bets, they run tomorrow, so you can get on all tonight. I'm going to keep it open. You just pay by PayPal. You'll get the bets by PayPal back to you, and you'll also get them by email as well. Don't forget, when you do register, I know everyone is doing it, but for new people, you must write to my racing office, which Anne's looking after, my lovely partner, and you just need to write, basically, you just need to write Raven in your originator, and we'll send you it by email as well as by PayPal. And the address to write to is petersracingtips@gmail.com. That's the petersracingtips@gmail.com. It's all written down for you below. As I say, everyone's got it right today. It's been fantastically smooth like that. But just the response was, I did expect it to be bonkers, and it was more than bonkers. It was absolutely amazing. And so thank you to everyone who's took part in this very exciting coup tomorrow. And as I say, I can't be more positive about the two horses. I know they're there to win, and they're from stables which are there to win as well. So, you know, if they don't win, I'll be surprised. Who knows? But I think they'll win. So there we go. Two singles and two win doubles. If you want them, two for a tenner. They're running tomorrow on Saturday. So you've got all tonight, and then you've got till about midday tomorrow to get yourselves on board. And the machine's been tested and tried to the limit today, I can tell you, and it's working very, very slick indeed now. Beautiful. Okay, so now with all that in mind, that's the big Raven bet tomorrow, the double maximum, and wow, I've got some big bets for you now. Listen to this. I've got two bets at Wolverhampton free of charge. They're both 10-1. I'm going to give you them in a minute. Two 10-1 chances, pay 100-1 double on the all-weather. That's pretty special. But if you think that's special, listen to what I'm going to open up with a bet at Galway. That's right, in Ireland. A bet in Galway on two horses. One's 14-1 and one's 16-1. And I'm backing them both. I'm backing them both because I honestly think one of them is going to win. I won't be surprised if they both finished in the frame. So I'm going to back them both. The 14-1 and 16-1. They're both very unexposed horses. I'm going to open up with that now for you. And these are two bets in Ireland. You know how many Irish winners I've had. I don't even need to go on about it. But for new people coming through, and there's been something like 500 new subscribers in the last 28 days. I've tipped more Irish winners than any other person breathing. It doesn't matter if they're journalists, tipsters. It doesn't make any difference. I've tipped more, and that's fact. Fact, my contacts in Ireland are incredible. You wouldn't even believe where they come from. You wouldn't even believe who taught me about the Irish racing, who taught me, my mentor on Irish racing. You wouldn't believe where he comes from and who's he's attached to. You wouldn't believe it. And I'm not going to tell you because it's all about that, isn't it? Keeping stum when you get top class information. Well, I pass a lot of it over for free, and sometimes I ask you to pay a little bit of, a bonus to me for privy information. You have to understand that when I get this information, like that horse yesterday, Hey Johnny, which I give it free, I employ people who work independently, and I pay them when they tip me winners. So this isn't like down to larking or sticking a pin in. This is, I have to pay the informants on their results. If they win, I have to pay them. Big money as well. You know, I'm not talking about teners and twenties. I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So I have to pay them for winners. So that's how this works. So if they're no good, my informants, they're binned. But mine have been with me for a long time, many, many years, and I paid them multi-thousands of pounds in commission, right? But, you know, you get what you pay for, and that's why every now and again I give you a chance to get on some really red-hot information. You know what I'm talking about. I give you a brilliant bet on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday at Chepstow. Couldn't have won any easier, absolutely cantered in. And then I gave you one yesterday free just to show you what it's all about, really. You know, that young jockey on board, Charlie Mullins, he couldn't have won any easier. He rode a great race. I think he's only 16, and good lad he is. And it was always going to win. You know, that's why I gave it you free, and 2,000 people's on it. Okay, so we need to kick on. I'm going to talk about this race now at the meeting at Galway tomorrow. Now, the 4:03 race is the race I'm going to talk about. It's a 3-mile handicap, and it's a very big field indeed. And but there are two horses. There's 21 runners go to post. I've just got the betting up in front of me. One of them's 14 to 1 and one of them's 16 to 1. So you can afford to back them both because coupled up they still pay a handsome reward. You know, really is outstanding. And they can both win because they can both come in the first 4 or first 5. I'm just looking now. I think they pay first 4. I'm just going to have a look for you. Bear with me 1 minute on this one. I think they pay first 5 on it, to be honest with you. But I'll tell you in just 1 second. I'm just going on this machine, so we're live. 4:03 at Galway. Let's stay together. They're paying first 5. Actually, Sky Bet are paying first 6. So if you bet with them, you're on first 6. But first 5 across the board. I think both of these horses will be in the first 5. I do. And you can make a muggy it. You know, they can finish on place. But I don't think so. I think they'll both finish in the first 5. Okay, so I'm going to have an equal stakes bet on each way. I'm backing both of them each way, because I think they'll both be in the frame, and I think one will win, right? So I'm going to give them you, so without any favouritism, I'm going to give them you both. The first one is number 5, and it's called Citizen's Army. Now, the form of this horse, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's got 8 zeros. 8 zeros next to its name, right? So, not very inspiring, is it? But I'm not going to go into where's and why for and everything like that to tell you why I think this horse is going to come in the frame and possibly win. All I can tell you that the trainer, Eugene M. O'Sullivan, and Mr. Alan O'Sullivan combine to bring this horse to the track. It's a 7-year-old, and I think it's ready to go very, very close indeed. I know the horse is extremely well handicapped off a mark of 87. It's in an 80 to 95 handicapped, and it's a lot better than it looks on paper, this horse. Well, it needs to be with 8 zeros, doesn't it? But it is. I'll say it once more. It is better than it looks on paper. All right. So over 3 miles, it's absolutely perfect. It's off a winning mark of 87. Unlucky last time up. Slipped up on the home turn at Tipperary. Say no more. Number 5, Citizen's Army is one of the 2 horses I like very much indeed in that 4:03. But however confident I am about that running a big race, I've got another one in the same race, which also I think will run an amazing race. It's only had 3 runs in its life. And once again, here we go, 0-0-0. Right, so we've got 2 horses here. One's got 8 zeros and the other one's got 3 zeros. But they're running in handicaps which are very much set to be won by an unexposed horse. And number 11, Fortune Cookie, off a mark of 85. New trainer Curling's got hold of this horse. A very, very good trainer indeed. Now, this horse potentially could absolutely hack up. And I say that not lightly. He really could absolutely hack up. one of the reasons why that number 11 is called Fortune Cookie can actually hack up is because the trip, it's going right up to 3 miles, and that is what this mare really wants. Fortune Cookie is a lovely mare. The trainer's only just got hold of it. It's off a mark of 85, runs in handicap for the first time, and it will act on the ground, and it could be absolutely thrown in. The word I've got from my people in Ireland is this mare is jumping from fence to fence, and I tell you, it's running off a really low mark here, and this trainer's pretty warm as well. And the jockey Philip Enright is a past master on winning horses like this. And this mare off 85, it's only a 5-year-old, is totally unexposed, dark horse, whatever you want to call it, and running in an absolute stinking race. So there's 2 horses in here which stand out like a beacon to me, yet they've got 8 zeros and 3 zeros, and the 14 to 1 and 16 to 1. There we go. So one of them is Fortune Cookie, right? And the other one is Citizens Army. Citizens Army is number 5, and Fortune Cookie is number 11. And I'm backing them both each way. I've told you a bit about them, else you just think 11 zeros, we must be potty. Not potty at all. These horses are ready to strike, and they're running in a very low class race, 80 to 95, with a lot of exposed types against them. Okay, there's 21 runners, but not really. Okay, not really. You know what I mean? Keep them sealed. 2 horses there. Fortune Cookie, Citizens Army. I like them both. I can't separate them. And crazy things can happen. They could come home 1-2, 1-2. I tell you what, they're going to run big races. No doubt about that. 5:30 at Wolverhampton is the second bet I'm going to talk about for you. I'm going to bang these into you very quickly now because it's going to be a very busy night for me, a very busy night for my partner, and looking after all these emails and all these PayPals what are coming through from an absolutely blockbuster response to this big Raven double header tomorrow. They're straight on the nose, those bets to win. They're not each way. 100% winners for you last week, this week already from the Raven. Tuesday, job done, 7-4 down to evens, 10 lengths. And Thursday, I gave you Hey Johnny. Couldn't have won more easy with a young boy on top. I told you that would happen as well. It would cruise through and absolutely guy home, and it did. So don't miss these 2. If you're already on, job done, you've probably got your messages and you're backing them and lovely jubbly. But if you haven't, get yourselves 2 for a tenner and, sample some information that is absolutely dynamite, okay? So PayPal or bank to bank, whichever way you want to do, not a problem. Right, the 2 horses at Wolverhampton, I'm going to give you these now because there's a lot to do. 5:30 Wolverhampton, now there's a big one here, 10 to 1 to your money. It's number 11 on your song sheet. And again, this is a horse with no form as well. 000-00436. It's like I always say, it's like the weighing room's telephone number, isn't it? 000-06436. Weighing room, can I help you? Yeah, you can. It's number 11. It's called Cailin. This isn't how you pronounce it. It's a Gaelic name, this. And this filly is, I'll pronounce it, but it's going to be wrong. Cailin Saoirse. Right. Cailin. And then Saoirse. Cailin Saoirse. It's number 11 anyway. That's easier, isn't it? Trained by Alexandra Dunn, very shrewd trainer indeed. Got a lot of time for him. Ridden by my old pal Franny Norton, who's rode horses for me in the past. Great guy. 5:30 Wolverhampton then, each way. It's an ex-Irish horse, and I think she's got a great chance. She's a big price, 10 to 1. But she's a lot got better chance than that, I can assure you that. Used to be trained by a guy called Philip Michael Byrne, now with Alexander Dunn. Number 11, Cailin Saoirse, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure, but that's the one I like very much indeed. It's a big price, but Alexandra Dunn can land these big ones as well. She's a very good trainer and very much unheralded. She's a better trainer than people would imagine. Not a household name, but can bang them in. No question about that. Right, the last bet of the day on Saturday. I've got 2 10 to 1 chances and that split stakes bet for you there, which will give you running at Galway. The last bet I'm having tomorrow on Saturday is in the last race of the day. It's in the last roundup, as they say. It's in the 8:30 at Wolverhampton. It's number 1. It's called Order of St John. Ridden by Christian Howarth, who claims £5. This is a real poor race, a 0 to 55 race, and this horse, this gelding, gets in off a mark of 55. And for me, Got to be on. Got to be on. Number 1, Order of St John, Christian Howarth, claiming 5. It's all ready for me, well, potentially thrown in. And I think it's got an outstanding chance. Stepping back in trip. Didn't get home last time over 1.5 miles. That over 2 miles, I beg your pardon, at Wolverhampton. Now it's back to 1.5 miles. Joey Haynes rode it the last couple of times. It's got this younger boy on. He's a good lad, Christian Howarth. And for me, this horse is very, 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 very much a horse that's shining its light under a bushel, whichever you want to call it. It's ready to strike. Number 1, Order of St John. And that's in the 8:30 at Wolverhampton. There we go. You've got some big ammunition to go to work with there on Saturday. A couple of lovely 10 pokes at Wolverhampton. Cailin Saoirse, yeah, it's not the right way of telling it, but who cares? As long as number 11 wins, 5:30 at Wolverhampton. Excuse me if anyone's connections with that horse and I can't pronounce it. It's the way it is. Another one is Order of St John, number 1 in the 8:30 Wolverhampton. I like that horse a lot. I like both them horses. And I'm all over that race, that 403 at Galway. 2-horse race, even though there's 21. I'm going for a 14 chance and a 16 chance. I'm going to back them both each way. And hopefully, they'll both come in the frame and one of them will win. And we have the perfect result. Wouldn't that be lovely? Absolutely beautiful. Now then, whatever happens to all those bets, and they've got cracking chances at big prices, we're going for the Raven Swoop tomorrow. And if you're not on, you better hurry up and get on, because you don't want me to come back at 6 o'clock on Saturday night and tell you the Ravens squawked. And it's landed with 2 big winners and took all that money from them bookie boys and put it into their own banks. How about that? That's what we want to do, is it? Bang, bang, the whole 1-2. Job done. Good night, Vienna. I'll see you at 6 tomorrow. Listen, get on them Raven bets. I'm telling you, we're ready to strike.